right. Who's got a fan?
Not me. I turned my fan off.
I've got one. She's called Sienna.
Stop it.
That's cute, though.
The tiniest, most important fan.
Mm-hmm. Soon to be joined by a tag team partner.
They're gonna take your belt.
It's trouble right there. That's all I can say.
They're gonna take
Trouble.
that belt.
I am out fucking numbered.
We are looking good at
I mean, I'm looking good.
we're doing 60
that's
frames
what's
per second. I'm running at 12% CPU. All is well. Alright.
I'm running at 60 frames per second, Captain.
That would be my role on the ship. I'd be down there fucking fighting the streaming gods. Like, come on, you piece of shit! We are now being hosted by Mikey Famine on Mixer.
Awesome. That guy.
So if anybody's already here, please go over to Mixer. It's much less lag, and we can get some monies that way.
Money.
Money. It's direct.
Money.
I thought I was
You
just
know what they say, mo money, mo problems.
I got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
Brennan, if you feel that way, if you can give me all of yours, I'll take care of that for you.
I
Yeah.
hardly have any myself.
I'll just take it anyway.
All right. I'm going to kill the music. Everyone has shared.
I have.
No.
It is time for Brenna to be Brenna.
That should never happen.
Swish
Don't ever give me that
wash swoon.
delay. Are we live?
We is.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
All right. Well, then I'd like to welcome everyone to the magnificent The Bin podcast. Shall I do the introductions?
Do the Patreon first, and then the introduction.
You want perfect. All right. So we still have Patreon. Please go to patreon.com/thebinpodcast and please give us your monies. Because we can only do this continuously with your help. Now, we have different levels, obviously, where you can give $1 or $5 or just give us 100 and
Yes.
we'll just be happy.
That is the preferred tier, the $100 level.
You have $1 or $100, you choose. No, obviously we have more, especially our $10, which is one of our more popular levels. That actually gives you part of our monthly Zoom calls. So we have our patrons. We still have great contributors to the show. We have Austin. Thank you, Austin.
Austin!
Kristen's fantastic. Puffalopagus, thank you very much. Richard, we adore you. And Stuart, thank you.
Oh, Stewie Griffin is his name.
So again, please go to patreon.com/thebinpodcast and contribute it. We make this
Kristen.
for...
You forgot about Kristen.
She said Kristen.
No, I didn't.
She did say
Did
Kristen.
she fucking...
Fuck you.
She did.
I remember Kristen. Okay.
Holy shit.
She
sorry.
did say it. She did say it.
She
Wow.
Did. She did.
Wow.
I fucked this up. I fucked this
A
A
little
bunch
bit.
of men telling me how to do my job.
No,
Thank
no,
you.
just the white one. And we're gonna transition into...
That makes sense. All
Shwish,
right.
shwish.
The Bin Podcast, go to Patreon.
Here we is. The boys are back in town.
It's a good song, though.
Hi, I'm Mikey Famine at We the Deviants on the tweets. If you guys want to follow us. Who is you, Mr. Viking Man?
My name is Kjartan Rowan. I'm a Norwegian living in Sweden. I'm not gonna tell you what my Twitter tag is. You can find it on your screens. because it's K-J-A-R-T-A-N-R-A-A-E-N. Yes, and everybody got that right off the bat. Short under one. Who the fuck am I? I'm fucking nobody. I'm a truck driver. Just sitting there.
Yeah,
talking
okay.
shit.
Yeah, okay. Wait till his backstory is revealed. You, sir, in the hat.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you. You down there.
I am the winemaker. I'm the eye candy of the show and UK correspondent. I'm just a bloke sitting in his kitchen talking crap with my friends and trying to put the world to rights and having a good time doing it. Hello.
Bollocks. Bollocks he is. How about you, young lady?
Thank you for calling me young lady.
I'm older than you.
I'm gonna be 35 soon. My
Still-
sister-in-law is 35 today.
Happy
happy
birthday,
birthday,
Tiff.
Tiffany.
Happy
Tiffaroo.
birthday, Tiffany.
Tiffaroo.
I'm also going to be 35 soon.
For what, the third or second time? Like, what is it?
I'm Brenna Duncan.
Dutch.
I am on
Hi,
what
David.
we call the best coast, which is of course
Oh,
the West
Lord.
Coast. And you know, I'm really good at doing the post production. I get to do the editing because I love it so much. And somebody has to control these children.
Cheers, Mum.
We have
Anything else you want to know about me? You have to pay
favorite
Patreon.
position. Oh, never mind. We have another person.
We also have a contributor that is not on screen. That was just voted in our pre-production meeting. That is our HR CEO,
Yes.
which is Dr. Emma, and she just sent us a text. Okay, my first decree is you're all fired.
Oh, damn it!
Well, this was fun while it lasted.
Alright,
Thank you
so-
guys.
I spent so much time setting this up.
Yeah, we had a good
Jesus
run.
Christ.
We had a good run.
Hey, we
It's
got
fun.
20 episodes in before we finally decided to install an HR department. And within 10 minutes of creating the HR department, they deemed that none of us are worthy of having this job.
Way too many complaints against all of us.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I figured it would be like when you play sandbags, there would be like a wash. Like, you got one on the board, I got one on the board. So then all of our complaints would kind of just like balance out. No, the board was just splintering.
Just done.
I think Jartan was a bit brutal with the chickens today.
Do.
Do we have some pictures of that we can?
We'll put it on the
we can actually
Instagram.
share on screen?
We'll put it on the Instagram. Follow us
Yeah.
on Instagram, the Bin Podcast. There is the Wakandan correspondent has just arrived.
Oh, really?
That's when you say something.
Oh, I mean, I'm
Speak up.
Jamaican. I'm just, showing my roots a little bit. You know. But
I'll just have to crop Jartan so it's only his face. So he'll have to get his
Not
unit.
only that, but you have to cut off part of the beard too, just in case. You
And
know.
there might be another one under there.
Yeah, you never just cut it.
That's why it grows it
yeah,
out
I'm
so
Shane
long.
Cortez. What's up, y'all? You can find my Twitter handle at the bottom of the screen, so
There we
I don't
go.
have to say it out loud.
I'm black and
I
brown.
think.
Had to. So I have the roadmap set up. We're gonna try and blast through this. Brenna has a hard out, so no derailments,
nothing
no
about her hard
distractions. We have a lot to do and a little bit of time to do it. So let's do this. First of all,
anything to drink right now.
how we doing? What we drinking? Hit me.
Give me a second.
Oh my god. Well,
Shiraz.
Shiraz.
I'm gonna go get one.
Of course.
So we got some for us over in the UK.
Very nice.
I am fighting
Well, tell me what you
allergies.
want.
I'm fighting allergy medicine, so I'm drinking alcohol and Monster because I'm an absolute nasty boy.
Which
disgusting.
country is Absolute Vodka from?
Absolute.
Where's
is...
that made?
It's
Here.
from the shop. You get it from the shop. You go there and you ask.
They
for
don't
Absolute
make it at the shop. It's not like you have a distillery in the backyard, mate.
You don't know that.
This is not. This
Yeah,
is
how
not.
do you know?
England.
What's your business, eh?
What are you? A vodkaologist?
Yeah.
Oh, apologies.
You want to see your badge? Actually, no, that's a bad thing to say.
No, 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 no.
Can we see your credentials on that one?
Don't ask about the credentials either. That's the other. No, 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 no.
Dr. Emma, where are you?
Jesus.
I told him to stream from over at Dr. Emma's. Maybe she'd be able to, like, I don't know.
Yeah, hold that shotgun to his head.
Right.
Can we just like switch them? Can we just replace Dr. Emma? Like D'Artagnan with Dr. Emma? I mean,
see, bridge
Wow,
too
that's
far.
brutal.
Man, that's really mean, Brenna.
mm-mm.
Wow,
What are you
Brenna.
gonna do? Call HR who already
Look,
fired
now he
us?
left. You've upset him now. Why?
Alright.
He's gonna
Then
come out
again,
with something
so
stupid,
I'm drinking some nice strawberry
Buble.
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 Is that the bubble?
Buble.
The bubble.
It's surprisingly good.
I hate those drinks.
A lot of people do. I love them.
Is it just like a strawberry soda?
Yeah, it's sparkling water, but it's
Oh,
flavored
full of
strawberry.
sugar.
There's
Oh,
no
I-
sugar.
What? There's no sugar.
No.
Then what's the point?
Brenna don't need sugar. She's sweet enough.
Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
fuck you.
Lord have mercy.
I've been trying to get you to do that for 3 fucking years, and you still won't do it. Fucking hell.
What? Who are you talking to?
Oh Lord. Getting off the rails. All right, we're drinking fine. We're doing fine. The first little thing I want to talk about.
Nobody asked me what I was drinking.
Nobody cares.
I did
You
actually,
just drink
but-
the same goddamn thing every single
Jameson
week.
and the cheapest beer.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. All right.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
What else is there? I mean, there's got to be other alcohols wherever hellhole you live in.
No. This is not
Yeah, Jason, him.
fucking wall. That's all me.
That-
Jesus.
Anywho, first
I'll
topic.
call it forever.
First topic of the day is statues everywhere. Now you're in the drink. Wayne, explain what your little hooligan friends over there have been up to. They've been doing a lot of
Well-
property damage, and you need to come
Well,
to atone
what's
for
been
their
happening
sins.
Clean, Wayne.
in good old Blighty is that
Jolly old
The-
England.
the Black Lives Matter protests have extended themselves to removing slaver statues from Bristol and dumping them in the sea. And then Mayor Sadiq Khan of London decided to get rid of another slaver statue from Tobacco Dock in solidarity. And people have been losing their minds over here about it. Oh, you can't delete our history. Well, if someone's a bit of a dick, off you go. It don't matter.
And the
why do you
drink.
care now? Why do you care now about this person? Because all of a sudden, these people, the Black Lives Matter crowd, care about the person behind this statue. Now, all of a sudden, you want to own it. Why is that? Bit of a weird thing to get upset about. So basically, what's happening is there's Sadiq Khan has ordered a commission into looking into statues and people's histories around London and looking to see how questionable their pasts are. But some people are cool with it. Some people are like, it's just a statue, whatever. Some people are like, no, it's got to go because that person was a rubbish person. And then other people are like, no, you can't get rid of our history. How dare you, you bastards. So, yeah, that's what's been going on over here. Thoughts?
The video was absolutely priceless. To see them rolling this cast iron statue down the road and then just like all like a group of like builder ants just like forming this like amorphous shape and into the fucking water was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life.
Mikey, I'm going to quickly send you a video of that to show people, which is absolutely brilliant. Because I've got a pal.
Wayne, first of all, let me ask you this question, man. Why are y'all always copying us, huh?
I can't think of shit on their own.
His reaction will be because he made us, but of course
They're always copying us.
I'm not going with that. I'm not.
They got 17 British guys doing Canadian destroyers. Where is Canada? In North America.
Canada.
where's Canada?
Next to Wakanda.
So wait, you live in England, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, we got a funny accent. Where do you learn English?
It's
I
called
don't know.
York.
Where did you get your Scottish from?
Taking a Scottish lady. What the fuck do you think?
Oh.
Isn't that how everything works?
All right, thank you guys for
don't know.
listening to the Bit Podcast. I have no control over these people whatsoever.
They're not out of control quite yet.
The great thing is
Call HR.
they can't make fun of me.
Emma!
We have the world's most accepted accent, and that is the Midwesterner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can't beat
Yeah, your accent is just a lack thereof.
broadcast television. For
Mikey,
the
could you
future.
go to the Bin
For the people.
Podcast's Twitter? I've just tweeted a video of tweeted you a link to a video.
Please say
That's cool. I'm not doing
Twitter
anything.
Actually,
one more time.
Twitter.
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 I
Twitter.
like.
So why can't English
I
people
like that.
say double T's, double D's? Like y'all just
No. It's
you
just
just up
it's,
them.
ERs? None of that works for them. ERs.
I'm from.
I can't even spell words correctly. I mean, what is this random use in the middle of
What, like
words?
The word color.
Color?
Color.
W-
Yeah, there's an U in there.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't. And then random E's at the end of thing. I don't know. I'm just.
I actually know the answer to this, and I'm not happy about why I do.
It got
So-
lost in translation on the Mayflower coming over, and
No,
all these
no,
words
no,
got
no, no.
really-
Mayflower. It wasn't British.
In the very early days of America, when they had
God
printing
created man.
Hold on. When we had printing presses, so if you wanted to make a book or a newspaper or something like that, they literally had the typecasters that would move the little things and then put the ink and then stamp. So to make things easier, they dropped a lot of letters that weren't necessary. So
Yeah,
that's
like
how it
E's.
used to be spelled, but then we improved it because it was a waste of letters.
Like the word old. Who needs an
Oh.
E at the end of old? Only British people.
No, we don't.
Ye
No,
oldie.
we don't.
Yeah, you did.
And what the fuck is up with using F's instead of S's like normal people? Like, come
Well,
on.
We're talking about the British here. They know a lot about the F.
Can we please? Can
feel
we just
attacked.
use Americans as a metric for normal people, please?
Yeah.
First of
You
all,
guys copy us anyway.
you just messed
The
up,
word-
Jartan. You said Americans and metric in the same sentence. No.
It doesn't work here.
You're banned from the United
Yeah.
States.
We're the only ones that don't use the metric system. I don't know why we don't use
Mikey,
I'll
we
see
got
my-
a video.
Us and like 3 other countries.
No. All right. So can we please use the Americans as a standard for the rest of the world? Because it seems to be
Standard
working
system, there you go.
It seems to be working so well for you over there. It seems to be going so well in every way.
Could be bad.
Or-
Could be worse.
NASCAR banned the Confederate flag.
Let me get this.
Oh, well,
Let me get this.
oh.
I
Oh,
got this one.
after
I got
what?
this.
They lost
okay?
the Civil War like 250 years ago.
Right, we're going.
I
We're
got
going.
this
We're
one.
going a bit off the
Finally.
rails here.
Progress.
Finally.
Mikey, can you pull that video that I just?
I have to name one
Wait.
person, Jartan, and this is why America is awesome, right? You ever heard of a dude named Nat Turner? Did that happen this week? Did y'all have a Nat Turner?
To the NASCAR.
What about y'all? What about y'all, Wayne? How many plantations did y'all burn?
I didn't.
No,
I
that's
visited
my
some
case.
places.
Because we didn't have like slavery and shit like that. We didn't have to burn the plantations and shit. So
Yeah, that's right. Y'all married him, Jartan.
No, they banned it. They banned it like
No.
200 years before we did.
If we're gonna name one fucking awesome person, no, I'm fucking serious now. If we're gonna name one fucking person from your country who's fucking awesome, everybody needs to go in and check
Booker T.
out
Washington.
underscore mocha fucking chocolate or fucking Austin's fucking stupid Instagram
Hashtags?
list. Yeah. He actually did something. Like he organized that big thing in Boise, Idaho. That was fucking amazing. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mocha
we
was
play our
underscore
Austin
thunder.
card. We play our Austin card. What do you play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. That's from your country. Like we have people who are not doing stupid shit in our country all of the time. You just have Austin. Austin is fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's
So,
the only good one.
what is this Instagram? Because it's fucking stupid. It's like underscore mocha underscore something.
I don't know.
Undercover mocha, something like that.
If there's too many underscores or too many emojis, I lose interest.
I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
Or X's too. Can't do it.
XXX 360 no scope 69 420 XXX.
I block those people or mute them when they come up on my video games. I mute the chat right away.
Trolls. Nothing
I
but
mute
trolls.
the chat. I mute the chat. It happens.
I don't see that. Could you put it in the group?
Is it like Mocha Thunder or something?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Something
It's actually an awesome name.
Nothing
No,
mocha.
Austin helped organize.
I'm
this
changing
really
my Twitter
peaceful
handle
protest.
to
I am
@Vibranium
talking.
Nights.
It's something.
Hey, the crosstalk's
you got-
pretty bad, guys.
Yeah, you got the headphones on. Can you hear me talking? Can you hear my voice?
All right.
Right. So he did an awesome protest for the Black Lives Matter movement in Boise, Idaho. He also started this organization together with some mates of him. Just let me pull that up. It is called Inclusive Idaho.
What a lovely name.
Yeah. Please go into Facebook and check out Inclusive Idaho. And he's just done fantastic work out there. All respect to you, Austin. We fucking love you. You're an amazing person. So
He's
if
a good
I'm
sniper,
gonna hand
too.
out one card, if I'm gonna hand out one card, it's gonna be to Austin. So good on you, mate.
NASCAR kind of got brought up. That was point 3. Thanks, Brenna. But NASCAR has announced that they will no longer allow Confederate flags on their grounds, on any paraphernalia. You can't come into the racetrack with that bullshit on your person. No mas. Not on your trailer, not on your nothing.
Have you seen what they've done to Warzone though? The Black Lives Matter announcement that they have on Warzone now. Call of Duty Warzone. Like how Activision has done like a Black Lives Matter thing when you enter Warzone. Yeah, I can't remember the quote though. But they have like every person's life matters, and they have actually taken a stand on that. And kudos, of course, to Activision, Call of Duty, Warzone. If you want to sponsor us, just give me a call. We'll set up.
The bin podcast at gmail.com for all business inquiries. Me and Austin were actually playing Warzone, and then there was like a lag. Everybody kicked off, and then we came back, and they had updated the screen, and that message was up there. I should probably find that and put it up. I'll put it in the comment section. But they've done it. Apex Legends, which is who makes Apex Legends? Protest? Respawn. They also have a Black Lives Matter little thing that people can click on, which is huge because there's a lot of trash bag racist people online, especially in the first-person shooting genre. and it was
Oh,
nice
I
to
wonder
see
why.
that. It was nice to see that.
Oh, I can run around and kill people with my AR-15 and get away with it online. Who's that going to attract?
Well, it's not that
Okay.
it attracts those kinds of people. I mean, I play those games.
Really?
I play those games. It's a good game.
Yeah, it's a good game, but come on, like people that spend silly amounts of time on there, it's all known that they want to live out that fantasy. They do. I know you don't.
No. Come on. There's no scientific evidence of that at all, mate. That is just conjecture. That is just you making speculation. There is no scientific evidence of that.
I'm talking about the fact that what Mikey just said, it attracts those people. So
it doesn't. No.
It doesn't, though, because the thing is, these games are the most popular games in gaming history. Call of Duty is Call of Duty for a reason. Like, everybody knows that name for a reason.
No. You're misinterpreting what I'm saying. You said that on those games, there's a lot of people like that. So it's a good thing that they put that message out. That's what I'm saying. I'm just reaffirming what you have just said.
No, but the way that you're getting there, I think, is wrong. That's what we're pushing back on. I don't think it's that. I don't think the necessarily violent people are attracted to violent games. It's just these are the most popular games ever, and because they are so popular, they attract so many people, and a lot of those people are garbage. It has nothing to like good, bad, or indifferent. Everyone plays these games. Everyone
Call
plays
of Duty, Halo, Apex Legends, and Fortnite are the top 4 games for first-person shooters that have ever come out. And to see Call of Duty and Apex Legends, go ahead. To see Call of Duty and Apex Legends posting that Black Lives Matter, and then also putting it at the bottom. I sent it to our chat, by the way, if you guys wanted to show what it looks like.
Cool.
I posted, they leave it in the bottom of the screen, and it hasn't moved. It hasn't moved. It's not gonna move. And then when you turn the game on, every time you turn it on, and it's been like that all week. You know, and it's really good because when you don't get into a chat, you hear people spamming the N-word at you all day long, or talking about the characters who just have, because Apex Legends is a diverse game. And what I mean by diverse is it has people of the rainbow all in the game on purpose because they want people to understand that this is what the world actually looks like.
Can I ask a really nebulous question?
Hit it, Jack.
Sure.
What is it about the anonymity of the internet that brings out the worst in people?
There's no consequences.
No. Can I really want to answer this question because I just read a study on this. All right. Who you are on the internet when you are perceived to be anonymous is more aligned with who you actually are inside than the people the person that you try to project to people in real life. So if you have racist or fascist beliefs, but you are very good on hiding those, they will come out. So there is actual research being done on this, that people who have beliefs that are considered less desirable, they will come into contention on the internet when you are perceived to be anonymous, but you are not allowed to say that as yourself because you know that there will be backlash if you do that.
Right.
So when people are being assholes online, my perception is that you are actually an asshole. Even though you're behaving rationally when you're around me, but if you're an asshole online when you think that you're anonymous, because people who think they're anonymous online and they do all these things when they write under pseudonyms and they do anonymous fucking posts on whatever fucking forum they choose, they're not as secret as you think. It's like 2 clicks away, and you actually know who this person is and where they'll fucking live. It's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. It's if you can't say that thing to a person in person, don't say it. But people perceive that anonymity as sort of a shield.
Yeah. And it's real easy to yell and scream and talk over somebody in a video game chat lobby rather than in person. So they can't do it out in the real world. So let me go ahead and get my rocks off being an asshole online, and that's fine. That's why I just mute all of them. I have nothing to say to any of them.
Yeah, that's been my approach of recent. Instead of, I just went on a deleting spree this week because I was just like, like, what is literally the point in trying to talk to you about something that you have no real understanding of? You just have a visceral reaction to something that you feel that you're being attacked by, when in reality it's just a case of someone saying, yeah, I'm here as well. Hello, I'm here. Can I join in? No.
But guys. All right, we need to get back on track because we need to get to something happened in Orange County. We have to go there first because we do know that Brenda's on a tight fucking schedule tonight, and we need to get this.
We got an hour.
You got an hour.
Yeah, we got an hour. We got time.
You sure
I mean, this kind of goes into what you guys were talking about.
Segue. Segue.
Segue. I mean, it's one thing to, yell at somebody or call them names or something, but death threats is something that we have to stop. Like, this is just, we need to stop the death threats, because here in Orange County, we are very much suffering right now with the pandemic. We're also very much, like we've said before, is we have, this movement of, I mean, obviously we've said these things many times. We've had the movement to reopen the beaches, to we had that Karen incident, and
sorry. Did you have a movement to reopen the beaches?
We had protesters who wanted to reopen the beaches and to reopen businesses, and our numbers increased, and then they're slowly going into, I think this is phase 2 about reopening certain businesses.
Would you like me to pull up the article?
One of the requirements for reopening businesses was that these businesses had to have a face covering face covering requirement for people to walk in, plus the social distancing, plus all the necessary no contact. If no contact payments are available, with shielding between customers and cashiers. And this was because of our health official in Orange County, Nicole Quick, as you can see in the article. And she has gone to many of these board of supervisor meetings and saying these are what we need to do. They've been pushing way back on it. And what happened was then she ended up getting death threats against her life and her family's, which basically forced her to resign. There is a video. It's a very short video on it, but
can we see it?
Should be on your screens now.
You should be able to see it.
Yep. Everybody mute your mics.
I may have accidentally reloaded the page. That should be playing now. Oh,
And
Jeepers
now Orange
Creepers.
County's public health director has resigned. Her name is Dr. Nicole Quick, and she's been receiving threats and has been the focus of protests ever since she ordered people in Orange County to wear masks in public to slow the spread of coronavirus. Supervisor Doug Chafee told the Orange County Register, quote, "It was too much for her. She has 3 young children. There were demonstrations in front of her home." There's no comment tonight from Dr. Quick.
There we go. Did that work? Could you guys hear everything?
Yes, very much so. I don't know how to explain this to people, but our numbers are going up in Orange County dramatically. Ever since the beaches got reopened, just to very big heights. This is not funny to me about this fighting against wearing face coverings or social distancing or being just hygienic. Like, this isn't funny. This is serious. People's lives are in danger. And so you decided that because you don't want to wear something over your face in public to protect other people, you think death threats are the way to go? A family? Like, where the fuck did this all lives matter bullshit go?
Oops. Forgot about that. Oops.
Yeah. Like, is it only all lives matter when it's you? When you can see it?
Yep.
When there's a gun at your head? No, this is serious. This isn't funny. I don't ever want to laugh at this because people are dying. People are getting sick. And this, we don't even know what's going to happen after this. Even if we get out of this pandemic, what's going to happen after this? Is it going to return? Are we going to have vaccines? Are we going to have better treatments? Is this going to affect flu season?
Yeah. I mean, until we get a vaccine, everything is up in the air right now.
And so you have to put the one person who was telling you this is how we're going to fight this because you didn't want to cover your face.
I wish there was like some podcast out there that had access to like infectious disease doctor or something that could explain this to us.
Man, that would be great.
Yeah, that would be
I wonder if we have. I mean, again, I keep asking you, is there anybody else on your street? Because having doctors on your street is fantastic, and we need more doctors. We need more people who could.
Here's the thing, though. I actually had a discussion with Dr. Emma this Sunday about this, and one of the problems that we have is that because the COVID-19 virus is so new, we don't really know how it's going to react, how it's going to mutate, how it's going to go. From the information that we have right now, it kind of mutates like the flu virus. Because you've had your flu shot 1 year, next year when you get the not the regional the flu of that season, the seasonal flu, flu, it has mutated and there's a different strain. So the flu vaccine that you got last year is not really effective against.
And they
strain.
usually it's a guess. So I mean, it's one of those things where they guess, and so one of those strains is possibly the next new or the next part of the flu. So that's how the flu vaccine works.
It's an educational guess, but because we've had the flu for thousands of years, we've had a lot of time to assess that and make an educational guess. The COVID-19 virus is very different. It's a strain of virus that we've rarely seen before, and we don't know how it works. There has been a lot of pushback against Sweden, where I live, about how they have treated this, and now that countries are opening up, we might see an influx of and so on, because we're depending on herd immunity. The push that I'm going to make on this is that herd immunity is based on every other virus that we've seen. We do not know if the COVID-19 virus reacts as every other virus that we have seen, like the Spanish flu or the measles or what the fuck ever. So this is just a guess.
Right.
It's an educational guess, but it's still just a guess, and we don't have enough information yet to make a determination. This pandemic might go down over the summer because temperature increase and the viruses most viruses have a hard time surviving over long periods of time in a warmer climate.
I've got to stop you there, because
There's
Iran, Spain, Italy,
there's
all
no
these
proof.
all these hot countries, and they have had rapid infections. So I don't think that's right to put out there that it's just because it's hot, it'll be all right.
I'm saying it might. I'm saying it might. I'm putting that in there. It might. We might see a decrease. During the summer.
The problem with warm weather, is not whether or not a virus will survive in it. The problem with the warm weather is that people travel more in warm weather.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that.
So we have higher contact rates in summer, especially because here we have our various beaches that are opening up, which means not only do we have people from our own cities, but we do have people from other parts of the state, as well as other states around us, as well as tourists. Like I mentioned during our pre-show, Disneyland is set to open up.
Yay!
Which Disneyland is a huge tourist spot, which means not only do we have us local people going to Disneyland, but we have people traveling going to Disneyland. So not only do we have a possibility of higher infection rates, we can't even track them.
Yeah, and John saying sorry, Brenna.
We track them based on where your residence is. But we here in Orange County have a different, we are not tracking what happens in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, and the reason I pulled you up on that is purely because I don't want us to be putting out information that is not. I know you said might, and you did caveat it, but I don't want us to sort of like be saying, oh yeah, in the warm weather, this particular virus. We don't know. No one knows. This is brand new. So we've got to be. It's our responsibility. The audience that we've got, we need to be responsible for the information that we put out. So let's just.
Yeah, no. That's what.
Is there a possibility that sometime soon we can get Dr. Tobias on here? Because I know he has a little bit of information on this.
We are going to do this weekend. There is going to be a Patreon exclusive with Dr. Tobias, who is actually quarantined right now.
Huh.
Oh, that dirty doctor. I knew he was up to no good.
See, the doctors have been injecting us the whole time, man.
Exactly.
They're trying to control
Aliens, man.
He's a globalist. He's a globalist.
Making the frogs gay.
All you need to do, if you want to see that this weekend, it's going to be broadcast live through Patreon and Acast. All you have to do is go to patreon.com and you have to put in the $5 tier to access that live stream. Because I just figured out that Patreon has a new fucking feature.
Well done, you. Cheers, love.
He read the email.
Brenna, I want to go back to what you were talking about with the death threats and things. There are three things at play there. There are denialism, exceptionalism, and conservatism. All three of those combined are going to inspire people to do things like death threats, because people who are denialists in the sense of they're like, this ain't real, are not going to be happy with the proposal of put a mask on. same as conservatism, because they want to keep things in the status quo. And the third prong is basically just saying, no, you can't tell me what to do. You can't
Right.
tell me what to do. I want to keep
All
status quo, and I'm going to go to the extreme of throwing out death threats because we believe in this so much, so bad. Like the status quo being maintained is what they need to have. And that's where the exceptionism comes from.
Right.
Me, so shut up.
All
The problem
Mikey,
is
you had
this,
something to say.
is-
No, Mikey had something. No, Mikey had
No,
something.
no, no. I thought you were flagging to get in
Yeah.
there. So she can go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. All right. No, I was fine to get in. I want to say that I'm going to take the same stance here as I do on the anti-vaxxers. All right. So if you don't believe that the scientists and the doctors are right about how to treat this and that social distancing is a good thing, when you get sick, you're not fucking allowed to see the doctor. Fucking go home to your bed and die there.
No.
Fucking up. Like
That doesn't
no.
help anybody.
Yeah, it does, because only the stupid,
No,
only the stupid
bollocks.
people. No, fucking up. Like if you don't believe in vaccines,
Stupid people get sick, and over here we have universal healthcare where stupid people can get fucking treated. Stop being a dick.
yeah, they will, but they're not fucking allowed to. Because they're stupid fucking people. If I was the president of the world,
Oh,
we would
boy.
fucking open concentration camps and fucking gulags in Siberia.
Oh, my
and
God.
We'll send all the fucking anti-vaxxers, all
Oh,
the
God.
fucking people.
The opinions are Jartan do not reflect the rest of the opinions of the BIM podcast. Please disregard pretty much anything
gonna
he
open up.
says.
I'm gonna open up work camps for every fucking
Oh,
anti-vaxxers
Jesus.
out there.
His
And
Twitter
they're gonna
handle
build
is
them-
right in the
So-
bottom left of
They're
his
gonna-
screen.
and we're
Please
gonna
send
build
all
them.
Your
those
hate
correspondence.
mail goes there,
All your
not anywhere
correspondence
around
for
these
those
ones.
We are
comments
gonna
goes
build
right
a
down
big
there.
fucking moon rocket, and we're gonna send everybody to the fucking moon, where not even the fucking virus can fucking survive.
What did the moon
Listen,
do?
How
to
do you
deserve that?
know?
No. Stop. Listen, you fascist cunt. Stupid people have rights too. All right. So
But we're not
Yeah.
president.
no. This is the thing. This is the thing about being a fucking progressive. You treat every cunt the same. All right. So stop. This
Yeah,
is
just
fucking
I
don't
treat
improve
every
this shit.
Even
cunt.
idiots
Fucking-
have
and then I
rights.
throw it the fuck out.
Look, no, listen. Right? You don't. I at one point thought you need to have a IQ test to vote. Right? I really thought that because people
Hey,
are stupid. I did think people should have a test to vote. They're not informed and they're stupid. Right? If we go down your route, where does that lead? Who puts the marker in as to who's stupid and who's not?
Jartan.
Jartan.
Yeah, and he fucks chickens. So fuck him.
That's true.
He's like, I don't see a problem here.
I
I'm not,
think it's a good solution that we leave every big decision up to me, and the only people I say is
No.
allowed to
Oh,
vote,
God.
the ones that are allowed to vote,
that wouldn't work for 10
and
minutes.
everybody else gets sent to the moon or work camps in Siberia.
So
That's a
what?
good solution.
My question is what did Siberia and the moon do to deserve this? Why are you punishing the moon? It's done
Listen, not
nothing but
infect
smile
the
back
moon
at
with
us all
humans.
these years. It just loves us.
Do not
Also,
infect the
yeah,
moon
yeah.
with humans.
I
We already
feel
left
like
our
Yeah.
trash
the
on
moon,
this.
the moon hasn't had a pandemic in like 8 fucking billion years. It needs a good pandemic. So just let's send the
I mean,
anti-vaxxers
it caught
up there.
humans. The
It
moon caught humans.
It's the worst kind of
And the other-
pubic
and the
lice.
other thing-
Yeah.
Jartan. The only person that can send people to the moon right now is Elon Musk. So you're a big fucking capitalist shield.
Hey,
Fuck
hey.
you.
He,
Elon, if you
he
want to
helped
support,
with NASA
if
joined
you want
with
to
him.
support my
Leave it
candidacy for
alone.
president of the world, just make a contact. Just go.
What was that, Cortez?
I
Oh my
said
god.
NASA joined with SpaceX. Elon Musk did not do it by himself.
Oh, so you're getting government money too? Oh, you dirty bastard.
That's how
Making the
it's done.
frogs gay.
Yeah.
That's how it's done. You get richer by
It's a big deal. The SpaceX launch was a big deal.
Huge.
launch from
s-
Cape Canaveral.
Huge.
If there was any way that the US could actually get back into space without the help of the Russians, it was going to be with SpaceX. Or
Hands up.
We got Boeing.
I got the hand up.
Boeing has one coming out soon.
Don't forget about Richard Branson.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not riding in his shit. I wouldn't even buy his records. Fucking.
Virgin Galactic or whatever it is. Yeah.
They kind of put him on a back seat though when Elon Musk started doing his thing.
Well, Elon Musk is a little younger, a little
cute.
hipper.
Savvy.
Yeah.
No.
He's cuter.
He's cute. Gotta give it to him. Elon popped
His-
up on the
his-
scene like, "Yo, I'm
he's
from
the
South
son
Africa."
Of a model. His Elon Musk's mom is a model. I mean,
Yeah, I do, but I do chickens.
No,
What the
Richard
fuck do I
Branson
do?
is a virgin.
Ah, an experience.
No,
you can't
no,
name
that's
your
not
company
how it
Virgin. That
works.
means you
Oh
don't have
my
no.
Yeah,
you don't know what you're
it's-
doing. You have no idea what
Lion.
you're doing.
Richard
Clearly.
Branson started off selling porn. Now he got his money. That's
So
why
why did he
it's
call him
Virgin.
Virgin? Just like a thumb of the nose.
Ironic, you fucking idiots.
Virgin.
oh my god.
I have a clip. Swish wash. Share.
Is it from Virgin?
Something like that.
Virgin.com is
No,
correct.
I don't think we could do those kind of videos here.
If we
shit,
start our
there we go.
onlyfans.com/the bin podcast.
Mostly
Go tell you like
Jartan.
this.
Okay.
You guys are talking over it. Watch the majesty.
Undertaker fighting back. He's fighting back. They're right above us, folks. And I don't like it a damn bit. Oh, my God. Look out!
Wayne sent me that because they put fucking wrestling
Yeah.
sound effects behind.
My friend Wrestling Memes, shout out to Wrestling Memes. He posted that video because
You know him?
That's awesome.
yeah, I do know. Yeah.
Well, I know Britt
Um,
Baker. So what's up?
Oh yeah, okay.
Here we go.
Well done. Yeah, and I said to him that video would be better with Jim Ross's commentary over it from the Undertaker Hell in a Cell match, and he was like, "That's a brilliant idea." He did it. He credited me, and I was like, "Right, we need to put that on the show." Because it is brilliant. Just watching
was awesome.
that old, stupid statue being chucked in a drink, which I've just fished out, by the way. It needed it. It needed it. It's just, what's the point? Why do we sort of like, why do we put up with idolizing people that were a bit rubbish? So a bit
It
rubbish.
depends on what you mean by we.
Yeah, when you say
No. But like,
As
how
in
would
the
you
royal
feel?
we.
yes, the royal we. I was
But
gonna say.
how they have like the traitors of your country, the federal, or was it like the South states? What were they called? Like the
Well, it's
Federation?
like General Lee.
The Confederate.
Yeah.
Confederate.
The
Speaking of
Confederate.
that,
Yeah, no. But like, imagine if we had like statues of Adolf Hitler in Berlin.
It's illegal.
yes.
It's already illegal.
Yeah.
They destroyed everything. They were
What did
done.
So
Or
what
Mussolini.
did General Lee? What was General Lee's objective?
Confederate
Was that to
general.
conserve the United States of America?
Secession.
Success.
That's what it's called. It's
So-
also called treason.
Yeah.
He was a traitor, right?
Yes.
What about Vidkun Quisling?
And don't forget the Confederation lost.
They lost
Yeah.
bad.
They lost the war.
They lost
And-
because they could not progress as a society, which allowed them to gain the technology and the necessary needs in order to fight a war.
They retaliated.
why
by
do
killing
you
the
think-
Secretary of State and the President.
Have
Yeah, they
have you ever heard the
committed
term
murder.
Quisling? Have you ever heard the term Quisling?
yes.
That is an international term of traitor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who he was?
Nope. Tell us.
No.
All
I
right.
just know the term. I don't know who the
Vidkun-
person was.
So Vidkun Quisling was a guy who had the National Socialist Party in Norway during Second World War. he was the guy. He was the fall guy for. He was the guy who, the lapdog for Hitler in Norway, which basically he formed a government that was not elected or anything, and he just followed Hitler's everything, and he was hanged as a traitor. Right, he was the last guy in Norway who got executed by hanging. Well, last guy in actual Norway who got executed in any way.
Really?
And that's where the term comes from. It was a man who sold out his country to a foreign power to make himself powerful. Right? So that's what a quisling is. It's a traitor. It's a traitor to everything that is. And it used to be an actual fucking person.
We had a king that had to do that too. Just had to do one because he was sympathetic. And we wouldn't have the queen we've got now if it weren't for someone advocating.
True.
Yeah. So here's the deal, right? We always had in Norway. We always had like a king who went to England, and we had an exile government that tried to run everything from afar. But we also had a government right there, and then who were just lapdogs of Hitler. And being a quisling is being somebody who just follows somebody else's fucking bidding, even though it isn't the best. It's just in your best interest, or the people who look like you, or whatever the fuck it is, right? The point that I'm trying to get at, which I'm really poor at doing at this point.
It's because you're drunk. What you're trying to say is you're describing an obsequious little cunt.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I'm saying that just send them to the moon.
No, Jesus, here we go.
So we have a problem, right? Yesterday, the president was questioned about what's going on over in Britain and other places in the United States where they're removing these statues. They've moved a couple in Virginia the other night, which, as you know, is one of the hubs for the Confederacy. And the president said, absolutely, unequivocally not will I rename military installment bases in the United States that are named after Confederate generals and soldiers. He said no. He's not thinking about it. He's not going to do it. There's over 10. There's over 10 bases. Military.
So what you're saying is they're named after losers.
I just remembered.
They're losers.
I just
Fort
remember my
Hood,
point now.
Fort Lee, Fort Knox. These are not quote unquote the winners generals.
They're losers. So if you want to be associated with losers,
Turn that fucking fan off. You're fucking.
It's the
Gardeners.
It's the Gardeners.
it's the gardeners.
Okay. Audio.
It's Thursday, people.
All right. No, but I remember my point now. There are no fucking statues of Vidkun Quisling anywhere in Norway at all, because we do not fucking. The people who betrayed their country and tried to destroy their country and tried to destroy the values of the country don't get to have their fucking statues fucking displayed as they were fucking heroes.
Jartan, is there a statue of Thor anywhere in Norway?
Probably.
No, there's a real one right here.
Oh,
show
gee.
you.
No. Jesus. We are live, sir.
I'm telling you, man, that geezer fuck with Thanos, and he ain't taking no shit. God of Thunder.
Yeah, because Marvel Cinematic Universe is a true story. Yeah.
It's true as the Bible.
It's a documentary as far as I'm concerned.
I'm like on. This is like being on a fundamentalist religious podcast. What the fuck are you on about?
What? Did you not see Tony Stark turn into Iron Man? What's wrong with
Yeah,
you?
on the big screen. Yeah.
All
That's
right.
not a fucking
All right.
documentary, mate.
Taking the wheel here. We've talked about NASCAR. Does anybody else have anything to add on NASCAR?
Yeah, apparently the guy that quit NASCAR who was against the Confederate battle flag being banned was a really rubbish driver, and he finished like 20th all the time, and he's been held up as like, oh, look at this guy. Yeah,
I've heard this story though that if you want to drive NASCAR and fly or support NASCAR with the Confederate flag, there's a nice spot on the moon.
Jesus. Okay, that guy's name is Ray Ciccarelli. Ciccarelli? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's very Italian.
He's a truck driver.
Yeah, he's not a NASCAR driver.
This is probably not his real tweet, but someone made a funny one. He said, I'd like to announce I'm retiring from NASCAR after this season. I cannot drive a car for a league that won't allow my special flag. And then fake NASCAR responded, we actually had to Google who you were. I'm sure your dozens of fans are real sad about your crusade to defend participation trophies. And that's
coming from a race car person, no one knows who that guy is anyway. Point blank.
So here's what's
nobody outside the U.S. knows who anybody in NASCAR is. So you're fine.
You know who Jeff Gordon is?
I don't.
Yeah, that was because of the Pepsi commercial that he did.
Whatever. 24 reigns forever.
Jeff Gordon, baby. And here's the thing. I don't think that NASCAR is doing this because they feel this way. No, I feel like they're doing
it for political expediency.
Yep, they're doing it for political expediency, and they're doing it for the almighty dollar. Exactly. Because just imagine, because contrary to popular belief, black people love cars. Latinos love cars. Gays love cars. Women love cars. So when you have this constant good old boys club of NASCAR, you only appeal to certain parts of that. There's only so much you can get from that well. If you, I don't know, dig several other wells by bridging this gap and getting rid of some hateful fucking iconography, well, I mean, it's already we've been talking about doing this anyway. What a great time to do it now. And oh no, we lost the fucking 80th place driver.
So
let me tell you this.
Go on.
When I swore in, I was at my military swearing in, and we did it at a NASCAR track. And we had 2 3-star generals there, a bunch of other lower ranking generals, everything that you can imagine is there. And it was the shock and awe of the cars in the background and big old flags. And I remember walking through the fields afterwards because, I'm chilling at NASCAR. I'm walking through the fields, and there's a big old RV in like a little sectioned off part of the outside the infield, and they got a massive Confederate flag, no regular American flags at all, just a massive Confederate flag on every post of this little square they've cordoned off. And the first thing I heard was, "Hey boy, what are you doing around here?" Now, mind you, I have on military stuff because I just swore in. And I turned, I didn't say anything, and I got out of there as fast as I could. Got in my car, and I was like, man, I'm in a military uniform. They're still treating me like crap. It was really eye-opening. That flag, people don't understand that flag is not about, it's what Stone Cold Steve Austin said. I don't care if you think that it's about your history, because your history sucks. Point blank. Stop celebrating.
Cortez, I think that was a parody account, by the way.
It was.
I don't know, man. It wasn't real Stone Cold.
He does not tweet at all.
So I have to put in a caveat because I actually love fucking NASCAR. It's one of the most amazing fucking motorsports in the world. Like,
he admits it.
It's
he can. He's white.
Yeah, but like, only thing you have to do is like turn left.
Coming up next, a left turn, followed by a left turn.
Wait a second. This is, oh no, it's just a left turn.
Left turn and try not to crash.
Try. Keyword.
And it's obviously a white guy sport, like, but if just more white guys turned left a little more often politically, we'll be fine.
I see what you did there.
Huh? You see that?
It's
That's it.
nearly like poetry.
Mm. Oh, give him a.
And if you don't do that, I got like a rocket in my backyard. I'm building it.
Oh,
It's gonna
Jesus,
take you to the
no.
moon.
You can't
see,
power
I
a
would
rocket
just-
on chicken feathers. We've
Please
told
do
you.
not just go to the moon. There's no atmosphere there. There's no anything. Just don't.
Just
No,
don't.
just please,
Please.
please,
Start
please.
playing some jazz records and
you
smoke a
don't-
cigar.
Like if you
and
go to the
fuck it
moon,
up.
you don't need vaccines. There's no viruses. There are no demonstrations. Just go there. I'll help you.
Jartan, let me take
No,
you down to the
be fine.
woodshed. Let me just
You'd
take
be
you down to
better
the
off on
woodshed
Mars.
and
At least they have an
we'll deal
atmosphere.
with that.
That's where I keep my rockets to carry the people to the moon.
Oh,
So,
my fucking
so
God.
in summation, so we can go on to our next point.
Please.
NASCAR did this for money. I like that they did it, but they did it for money. So,
Before we transition, I would like to say that the NASCAR thing kind of reflects what I was listening to David Packman a few months back, who's on the Joe Rogan podcast. I'm not putting any of these over. This is the summation that I got from it. And when people talk about the media companies being left wing, like Facebook and YouTube, they're just protecting their revenue streams.
Mhm.
So NASCAR are doing exactly the same thing. Does that make NASCAR left wing? Not a fucking chance. They're just saying they don't want to be associated with this certain thing that may see them as a racist organisation, which may hit their bottom line.
which
So,
is what they
like
care
Mikey
about.
said, exactly like what Mikey said.
more blacks and Latinos have been watching NASCAR in the last 3 years than they ever did in all of NASCAR's history.
Yeah. So
They don't
so
want
they're-
to disenfranchise those people that are spending money.
exactly that. Exactly that. So when you get demonetized from Facebook or YouTube because you've shared something racist, it's because they're looking after their bottom line. They don't fucking care. They don't care about the issue. They're just like, oh shit, we can't be associated with that. We better bin these off. And that's exactly what NASCAR are doing. Exactly what NASCAR are doing. And that's exactly what Nike did to promote themselves, the Colin Kaepernick thing. We want to be associated with this thing that is inspirational.
Agreed.
It's inclusive. It makes us look superior to all these other brands. And now the money's coming in. Same as the Gillette thing as well. All these people dumping their Gillette razors because they did the Me Too video that they put out.
Right.
Do you think that was genuine? I don't think it was. I think it was just all about money. And this NASCAR thing, it's not genuine. It's all about money. It's all about money.
Yeah,
That's what it comes down to.
Of course. But what has happened is there's also happened a lot of times that people has actually changed their mind because of the Black Lives Matter thing and because of what Kaepernick did. We do have to give those people who has actually turned around, even though it's too little, too late. But I posted this thing on Facebook back in June 1st, and I'd like to read it because for me it's from a nobody. It's just from a guy, and he said, "I owe you an apology, Cape. 4 years ago, you made a statement, and I didn't agree with your platform. Many of your family members and people I love defended and died for the flag which you knelt before. I was offended and openly critical of your protest. I failed to lovingly come by your side and hear your heart. I look at you how you were protesting instead of why. As a result, your cry for help fell upon deaf ears. I am sorry. Perhaps if I listened 4 years ago, things would be different today. Maybe if I joined you on your crusade, we could have made an impact together. You chose to peacefully kneel, and I condemn you for it. For that, I am sorry." I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Somebody came out and said, I was wrong. I like when people say I was wrong, and now I should have seen what you were standing for, what you knelt for.
And that's just like what Roger Goodell did, and he came out and made this whole sweeping statement about how Kaepernick was right and that black people not watching football is starting to take a turn, and now that this pandemic shit is going on, them pocketbooks are getting a little tight. You know what? Maybe we should just steer into this now.
What I'm saying is like the fact that he was wrong 4 years ago, that's fucked up. But the fact that he's willing to admit now that I was wrong 4 years ago, you're welcome back into the fold, mate. Like you're
Still didn't
welcome
mention
back.
Kaepernick's name.
No, he won't.
What?
Roger.
He didn't mention Kaepernick by name.
Sorry, international. Roger Goodell is the commissioner. Cortez, is that what it is? He's the commissioner of the National Football League.
Yep.
So he's pretty much the CEO of the NFL. And he came out with a statement saying how we support Black Lives Matter movement and da-da-da-da and protesters and da-da. That is a very convenient thing to say now.
Yeah.
Cap's been looking for a job for...
Couldn't say it before. Couldn't say it long ago when people were getting shot and killed. But no.
When the money starts drying up, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. People's lives, who cares? Money, yeah.
Players that are, for example, one of the high-profile football players, a quarterback for New Orleans Saints, came out and spoke against the protest, against kneeling for the flag, and all of that, right? And he is protected by black players as a quarterback.
Jartan, yes.
And black players have come out against him and said, we don't agree with him. He's on his own, basically. He missed the mark. You know, it's a lot has gone down. So he came out with a statement last week. Maybe I'm missing the mark. But for the last 3-4 years, you've been saying the same thing. And now it's because your support is leaving, and there's a big, young, strong black quarterback behind you. You're upset now. And that's Jameis Winston, who's behind him, who just got signed to a multi-year deal.
Right.
And he knows if he gets injured, he ain't coming back because he's at 40. It's just sad. People are doing this for money. Yep. They're doing this for attention. They're doing this so they don't lose their sponsors.
Yeah. I agree. The fact that Colin Kaepernick that is 4 years ago, and now that it's a mainstream kind of thing, and they're trying to capitalize on it, they're still not giving him kudos for it. What he did was one of the most. Have you? Do you remember? No, of course you don't, because none of us were alive. But have you ever seen the picture of the two black runners in the South African?
Of course.
Where they're doing and the white guy standing there.
Yeah.
Just standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that he lost his career because he was standing there during the protest.
He had one of the pins on. But
he didn't do the black. He didn't do the fist up, right? But he was just standing there. But
he had the pins.
Yeah,
he asked for one of the pins for the against apartheid, and he ended up losing everything.
Back in a minute.
But he never regretted it. From what I
no. What he said, I saw this documentary about that.
Mm-hmm,
but
me too.
We have to remember Colin Kaepernick for what he did, and the fact that the president of the NHL doesn't give him kudos for what he did 4 years ago, and how he very peacefully, in a very, very respectful way, instead of being loud and obnoxious, he took a knee.
Yeah.
That's all he did. He took a knee. Please stop killing black people. And he took a knee. If that's not the right way to protest, how do you protest? How do you show, if two black guys can't protest apartheid by standing on the podium with a fist broken, with the face raised, sorry, and a white guy can stand there with a pin on him, and that's the wrong way to protest. A black guy can't take a knee. That's the wrong way to protest. What's the fucking right way?
The right
What's
way.
the right way then?
The right way is to not at all.
Just to be white. Just be white.
Go back
It's
in
just
time.
easier that way. Yeah.
And
be
then we
white.
just send everybody to the moon.
Just be white.
Just vote for me for president of the world. Let's build a fucking big
'Cause
rocket and send them to the moon.
White guys can walk into a state capitol with AR-15 strapped on their back, protesting that they want to get their hair cut. But
Do you have
people,
proof of this?
oh yeah, there's all over.
Stop interrupting.
All over. But if you walk down the street saying that you want to live, and you have a bunch of other people saying that they also want to live, and they want their friends to live, and they want their children to live, but that's considered wrong. But you can walk into it. But old white guy can walk into a capitol, a state capitol with an AR-15 strapped on his back. That's okay. That's just their rights, right? Doesn't make any sense to me.
And
Protest, people. I'm on your side. I want rights. I want everyone to have equal rights, and if that requires me to fight for somebody else, I will. Because one day, being a woman, my rights are going to be attacked too. Pretty soon. We all know this. This is a cycle that
What about
happens.
Sweden?
To fight for somebody. Not going there. My rights will be.
No, but you are right. It's not.
This is a cycle. This is a cycle of rights.
No, you are right. You're right. Because
I'm very much right.
How long has women had the power to vote?
The power to what?
vote.
Vote? 100 years.
100 years.
We just got 100 years last summer. We got 100 years. That's not even completely even true, because the way that the rights are given wasn't even that all women had a right to vote.
No, you had to be married in all different.
You had to be married.
Yeah, and also, Brenna, were the suffragettes peaceful?
Oh, fuck no.
There you go.
They burned shit down. They bombed. They
No,
got-
you
they-
didn't just take a knee. You didn't just take a knee.
no.
You just hike your skirt. If you hike up your skirt once you leave the kitchen, you'll be able to take a knee.
Show a bit of ankle. Show a bit of ankle.
Ooh.
Oh my!
and
Who did
and
that?
and
I'll settle
And
for a
this-
chicken breast.
and not to forget, but the reason why we have the suffragettes is because of abolition. And because if there were still slavery, then women were still allowed to be mistreated too. So if women wanted their rights, everyone had to have their rights. And
Part of
that's
the slowest domino rally ever. Go. Right, wait
Yeah.
50 years.
women wanted their
Next
rights.
one. And
But
that's
then,
what's
right-
complaining.
But then we had this. Then in the 50s and 60s, we had civil rights, and then right after that, we had women's liberation. Because again, if somebody doesn't have their, nobody has their rights. Like we're in this together, and we have to be in this together. And that can be an entire conversation that we can go on forever and ever about intersectionality in these times and how we. If somebody loses their rights, who's next? I mean,
And the risk is,
But
if
isn't
enough
it
groups
funny?
get, and if
Sorry.
enough groups lose their rights, then you don't have enough allies to fight back.
Isn't it funny how the first people that are attacked when it comes to talking about change of any kind of social norms are the arts. Because the arts is we spoke about this on the last show. We talk about comic books of the 60s during the civil rights time. Why is it the arts that are, these lovies, they want everyone just to hug a tree and be mates with everyone? Why is it always the arts? Why is it always the arts that come into the firing line of these conservative dipshits? Because everyone gets on. If you go to like a theatre, you get the most eclectic group of people within a production.
Yeah.
And yet, these are the people that are told, "Shut up. You don't know. You're just lovies. You're just lovies. Dismissed. Your opinion is dismissed." And I'm not saying I'm like part of the art. I mean, I appreciate it, but I wouldn't say I was, I don't know, a theatre goer or an actor or a thespian or any of these things. But it just seems so.
I mean, you're
weird.
a vocal harmony.
I will say a
Group
vocal
member.
harmonizer would be more,
I
more
mean-
apropos.
Oh, speaking of that, Mikey.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
I have to
Brenda's-
get off soon.
Brenda's got a bail. Thank you, Brenna. Everybody go follow Brenna on Facebook and Twitter. She's amazing. She's awesome. She's our super producer and our best
Brenna, live
friend.
long and prosper.
It's also
Nano,
the
nano.
Just-
rockets are going to take you to the moon.
Mars is more habitable, but I'm
I
only.
keep saying that.
It's closer to,
That's
but
not
the
really
moon is
what we
closer to
get.
Earth.
Yeah,
it's-
but Mars is more habitable. It's still within the habitable zone. Oh,
Yeah,
so much
it's near-
smarter than you.
It's
So
nearly
cute.
a Class M planet.
You could actually have a
Nearly.
cloud city in Venus too, but we're not going to go there.
No, you can't.
Yeah, but you're
Yes,
gonna
you
have to-
can.
You're gonna have to.
All right.
How is you?
I love you guys.
We can talk
Love you,
about this
Brenna.
later.
Yes, we will.
We'll discuss.
All right.
Hugs and kisses.
Bye.
Bye. Don't
Brenna.
call our HR on us.
She already did like
She's
8 times.
she's
before.
right now. She's calling HR.
Oh, Mike, you're in the big
Yeah.
screen now. Look, I like that shirt. I
She-
like that shirt, Mike.
Go
She's sending
see
a fax.
our Jason Dutch was in the chat earlier. Hey, Jason. Voice
What's up,
from the
Jay?
Underground, the podcast, Pod Brothers. He wants you on Shartan, and probably you too, Wayne. Actually, we should just go crash their shit one day.
Yeah, she just.
I
piled in.
mean,
Yeah,
They
we'll
like
just-
me.
like, we'll just-
fucking it. The
yeah.
big podcast is here. Fuck you. What are we talking about?
They like me. I don't know about Wayne.
I mean,
Do I
I,
have to? No. I want to be there on my own. I don't want to hang out with you more than once a
oh
week.
come on, it'll be fine.
Precious little child.
There-
I mean,
No, I can only take so many
Special.
chicken notes.
Fuck's sake.
Wayne is our African correspondent in the Britain land.
I am the most far removed from any black or urban culture brown fella you could find in Britain. And Cortez, by the way, that shirt, I nearly bought it and then I've seen you with it now. Ain't got where's the hood? Where's the hood thing?
The
It's
hood's
on the-
back here. I'm not wearing it.
Oh,
You can't wear hoods in America
So-
if you're black. Remember?
no,
That means you stole
'cause
something.
I do legit like that top.
This thing is comfortable, man.
Is it that soft cotton?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that shit.
I can wear this in the house. I can wear this outside and still
fuck
look
with
fly.
Hey, did you pick it yourself?
Oh, I swear to God. Oh
No,
boy.
so
I'm gonna get a shirt, too,
Well,
and there's a
Wayne
sleeveless
is
one.
Wayne is our African correspondent, and we got American correspondent. I'm here on the moon. Everybody's white and Christian. Get your
Yeah,
next
yeah.
rocket and come up here and see me. And there are no reason to have a vaccine. There are no viruses up here. You are welcome to join me at any
Come
time.
on up.
I'll just
Jar
come
Tan's a
on
moon
up.
base one.
yeah,
Moon base one.
Moon-based one. So I'll post all
The
of
coordinates.
the blueprints for your rockets and like the coordinates. Welcome up here. Everybody up here
Jonathan,
is white and Christian, and
I don't want to be I don't want to be that guy, but I'm gonna be that guy. What's the definition of a virus and how they spread?
It's a white guy. No, I'm sorry.
Oh no!
No.
Demonetized.
So I'll make.
Did that just come out
Yeah. So
loud? Yeah.
so I'll make mention of something that was in the chat and something that we talked about before the show started, and just so everyone else is aware about how we move as a podcast. We like it when people disagree with us. We quite often disagree with each other, and
Yes.
a lot of that happens on camera. Hold on. A lot of that happens on camera, but even more of that happens off camera. And there are long 3, 4, 5 hour arguments about certain issues. But when we go live, we like to be relaxed but a bit professional. And we want to talk about the things that we come to talk about. And we welcome everybody in the live audience to interact with us.
Everyone's welcome.
Everyone is welcome. Literally, everyone is welcome. However, a few voices have been not so much dissenting voices, but antagonistic. And when it transfers over into disagreement into abusive, we no longer feel the need to tolerate you. We don't owe you anything. We will never owe anyone anything on this show. The only people we owe is our Patreon supporters to continue to do the job that we promised that we would do. That is what we have agreed to do, and that's what we will always continue to do. And again, Patreon supporters, thank you so much. But we won't be railroaded by anybody, and we will not allow people on here to espouse hatred. If you want to do that, by all means, pay us a ton of money, come into the behind the scenes thing, and you can do that. But we're not going to let you do that on our platform. So it'll be very rare that I block anybody, because I manage our chat while we're doing lives. It'll be very rare that I block anybody, because I want people to get their rocks off. And this might be their one time a week that they get somebody to argue with. If you want to take it out on us, that's cool. We're tough. We can handle it. But racial epithets and other hate speech, not going to happen. You start insulting somebody and it has nothing to do with the argument, not going to happen. It just ain't happening here. So if you guys are first time and last time listeners, thanks so much for enjoying us. But that's our moral stance. And we're not backing down from that.
No,
We're not.
regardless of
Even
who
a
you
little
are.
bit.
On that word, I feel like Mikey's given us a great way to end the show. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. We are on all platforms. We are on Spotify. We are on iTunes. We're on Stitcher. We are on...
Mixer.
You can watch us live on Facebook, on YouTube. We are everywhere.
Mixer.
Please go into patreon.com and Mixer, of course. Do we have a Twitch account yet?
Oh shit, I keep fucking forgetting. I'm gonna do it as soon as we're done with this. God
Alright.
damn it.
Mike
Every
is
fucking week I
Mike-
remember at the end.
The biggest fucking gamer on here, and he hasn't got a Twitch account.
I have a Twitch account, but I keep forgetting to make one for us.
All,
Do that shit.
all social media platforms, wherever you can find your podcast, we are there. We have a lot of contests. We just finished our move over to Acast. We got a lot of shit coming at you, a lot of special content. Please go into patreon.com/thebinpodcast. Put your pledges in. It's from $1 up until the $100 tier. You can give us whatever you want, whatever you feel like you can afford.
Whatever's comfortable. Whatever's comfortable.
Whatever you like.
Whatever you have in your wallet, I need.
Whatever you like.
And of course, we're building a rocket to the moon where I live for all the white racist people who don't believe. No, fuck it.
Oh, are you
All right.
calling yourself a white racist, Shotay?
No, that's where I live, in white racist country. I live in fucking Sweden. This is a white racist country.
Oh,
I am
that's
trying.
a massive claim.
It is, yeah.
Dr.
it
Emma
is.
would have
And
issue with that.
No, but I have an actual guest on, a mixed race person from Sweden, coming on next week, hopefully, who is actually going to tell you how fucking horrible it is being in such a mono-ethnical country with a white mom and a black dad.
You know what?
This is a true fucking story.
I can kind of tell you that myself.
I was gonna say we should promote this as the greatest debate ever between Wayne.
No. I've been sitting here for fucking like 18 months with you guys saying how fucking big Sweden is and how great it is and how blah 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 blah. And then I started talking to this guy, and it's like me as a white guy has the fucking wrong perception about everything. I had to change my whole fucking perception about the countries that I fucking grew up in, and that was a big fucking knock in the head for me.
All right. We will
Sounds
talk.
really parallel. I like that.
We don't want to give up.
So-
we don't want to give away too much.
So hopefully there's going to be an announcement over the next week, next Thursday. Hopefully he's going to be on and he's going to tell you his story about how it was actually being born as a mixed race in Sweden, down in Stockholm, back in the 80s.
So,
Right?
Episode 21,
So, from-
Lotto Showdown.
So from all of us here at the Big Bane Podcast, from Mikey, from Wayne, from Cortez, from Brandon, who's no longer here, and from me, Short Done.
Short done. Peace, peace, peace.
Peace.